to invite our chief guest, respected Miss Christine Mackenzie, to deliver her speech. And before her speaking to our audience, I would like to say a few words about her within a very short time. She is the President, International Federation of Library Association and Institutions, Ifla. Christine Mackenzie is Falia. Our heartful gratitude to you for your kind consent to be our chief guest in the TLT Awards 2021, which is a milestone in the history of our LIS professionals, faculties, and students in Bangladesh. By your kind support and guidance, the TLT family will be encouraged to proceed further with innovative ideas to develop our LIS sectors through TLT events and activities. We are grateful to you for your kind presence. Please welcome Ms. Christine Mackenzie to say a few words to us.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues and friends of libraries in Bangladesh. Firstly, I'd like to say how sorry I am to hear about the huge impact that COVID's having on you. I don't think I realised how bad it was in your country, and I'm very sad to hear about the loss of your esteemed colleague, Dr. Nazim. And so please, the rest of you, do all you can to stay well and wear your masks and do what you need to do. So thank you for the invitation to join this happy occasion, the TLT Awards ceremony for 2021. In Australia, which is where I'm speaking to you from in Melbourne, in Australia we acknowledge the owners of the land on which we meet. Today, I'm on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people, and I pay my respects to their elders past and present. And I also acknowledge Indigenous colleagues who have joined us. I acknowledge all distinguished speakers this afternoon, and thank you, Proda, for the invitation. Congratulations to all the award winners. It's really important that we celebrate success and acknowledge excellence. And this is a great opportunity to highlight the exciting work happening in libraries in Bangladesh. And congratulations to the Librarian Times for reaching your 4th anniversary. The theme for the panel discussion following the awards ceremony is crafting a resilient future. And this is a very important topic indeed. And I'll say some words about this after I introduce Ifla, the International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions. Ifla is the global voice of libraries and was founded in 1927, and it's based in The Hague in the Netherlands. We have 1,500 members from 150 countries, mainly associations and institutions, but also some personal members. And the lifeblood of Ifla and the Library World's Brains Trust are the 60 professional units with 1,200 volunteers who share ideas, experiences and good practices globally and cover all library types, services, collections and professional issues. Ifla has 2 main roles: advocating for libraries at the highest level, for example, the United Nations, UNESCO and WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization. And its other role is supporting the global library field. Ifla has been supporting the library field during the pandemic by sharing information and experiences. And there's a lot of information available on our website. And to ensure that we have the right structure in place to achieve Ifla's strategy, for the past 18 months, we've been working on a governance review to make Ifla more inclusive and participative. And one of the most exciting innovations is the establishment of a regional council, which is made up of the chairs of regional divisions, and there'll be 6 regional divisions: Africa, Asia, Oceania, which of course Bangladesh will belong to, Latin America and the Caribbean, Europe, North America, and the Middle East and North Africa. And the new structure has been approved, and we're currently seeking nominations for over 800 positions available. And I do hope that library associations and institutions in Bangladesh join in Ifla's work. And I'm sure that Dr. Dilara Begum, who you all know, and who is the Information Officer for the Asia Oceania section, will be happy to advise you. You'll have to be quick though, because nominations close on the 13th of April. All the information you need is on the Ifla website. So let's talk about libraries and a resilient future. At Ifla, we've heard of the personal impact of the pandemic on librarians. In particular, the desire to keep the doors of libraries open, balanced against concerns for the health and welfare of community members and staff. And we've seen firsthand the impact on communities around the world, where people have really missed being able to visit their local library. They've told us that libraries are so important in their lives for learning and reading, as a meeting place, and as an antidote for loneliness, as well as for practical things such as access to Wi-Fi and to PCs. And the pandemic has really emphasised the digital divide. Well before COVID, the role of libraries in bridging the digital divide was being highlighted, especially in relation to the United Nations 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals. In 2019, the Development and Access to Information report produced by Tasha in conjunction with Ifla was launched, and the purpose of this report is to describe how libraries can assist with achieving the SDGs. One of the contributors is Tim Unwin. Now, he's the UNESCO Chair in ICT for Development, and he says that technology is increasing inequality. So while digital technologies offer vastly increased free knowledge sharing, 44% of the world does not have access to the internet. And without universal access, inequality will increase. And he tells us librarians that just providing access to content isn't enough. We also have to provide access to technology and training for people to be able to access online content. So, what's the role of libraries going forward, and what do we need to be aware of to build a resilient future? Firstly, we need to think about our ecosystem. There is the risk that the pandemic will cause permanent damage to cultural and educational institutions. We encourage governments to act to help all those involved in culture and education to carry on, and we want to ensure that production and access to books is not weakened in the future. We cannot have authors stopping writing, publishers stopping producing, and libraries stopping serving users. We need to make the recovery strong, and we also need to make it fair. Libraries are a force for fairness in the information ecosystem, helping to ensure that education, knowledge, and culture are rights, not privileges. Secondly, we need to think about digital skills. I was just hearing about the 4 million jobs that are going to be happen in Bangladesh. Well, at a time that unemployment is likely to rise, we need to ensure that people on lower incomes are not denied access, either because of lack of resources or lack of skills. Public libraries have long recognised the need to provide support and facilities for those in danger of being left behind. A great example is at the Quezon City Public Library in the Philippines. I saw there firsthand how the library is providing public access to technology and assistance for people who are applying for jobs and using e-government services. The library is not just providing the PCs and internet connectivity, it also has staff there who will help show people how to use the technology, how to navigate the websites, and provide support to them. And thirdly, we need to think about access to content. There's been a huge take-up of e-book lending during the pandemic. And for public libraries in particular, electronic content has gone from being a small part of our work to a huge part. But e-lending for public libraries remains problematic. And there's a very good interview with Sari Feldman from ALA on this topic just published by Ifla. Ifla's also highlighted the challenges faced by university libraries in accessing ebooks, and we have produced a set of principles for use by library associations in negotiations with rights holders, as well as principles governments should guarantee. And this is in order to ensure that students studying during the pandemic do not end up less well informed than those who have come before. And so as we continue our journey of digital transformation and think about how we can ensure resilience, libraries need to see the promotion of content as part of a key triangle of priorities. That content sits alongside connectivity and competencies. My presidential theme, as Prodip said, is let's work together. I strongly believe libraries have to work together, and we also need to think strategically about partnerships with like-minded organisations and align ourselves with others who have the same goals and values. And it's great to see the library associations in Bangladesh working together to celebrate success, and also to remind ourselves of TLT's vision, which is a nation where library and information communities will have the opportunity to attain an excellent platform to build a literate society with collaborative practice. Keep up your great work. I really appreciate the opportunity to be part of these award ceremonies, and best wishes to you all, and please stay well. Thank you.